Here's Ren, and welcome back. Because we're gonna learn how to fly a plane. Yeah, that's it. What if we're ever caught? You know, in a situation where yes, you are the only one on the plane that can save everybody. Well, you know, that probably will never happen, but because it's like being struck by lightning. But I'll tell you this: you know what? You know how my life is. I would actually get into a plane crash before being struck by lightning. Well, maybe both. I don't know, but we all have different, ways about it. Not quite 7, but close. Well, I've known you for about 7 years, Ren. Or close. All right. I am adorned to Splash 30. I don't know why. I also don't know why I was, Kathy rebuilds. Well, look at that. Kathy, this is an absolutely gorgeous game, which we're horrible at. So it's not that much different. I'm actually not terrible. We're trying to learn. Yeah, not quite. No, I can't even drink 7 beers anymore. Cheap seats. Not here, cheap seats. Even if you're smart enough to get the cheap seats just to enjoy the show. I've been there, done it. Joe Rumsey. Used to go to all the Philadelphia games back when I was like 10, and we got the cheap seats, and they were good. It allowed me to see Michael Jordan play. I've seen Michael Jordan play live. Like he played the 76ers, and the Bulls were in town. I've seen Pippen. And yes, Michael Jordan's incredible. And I hardly even remember it. It's like one of those things. My first concert was Cypress Hill, and I don't remember anything, and I was sober. Could have had to do with the 8-pound joint that they rolled out on the stage and lit, but hey, you never know. How you doing, Kathy? Good to see you, honey. And cheap seats, thank you. I appreciate those likes, folks. Because the sky is not the limit. You know? We're going to get into some airplanes today. Now, I don't know what your feeling is on them. I love flying. I've always been interested. I have thought about actually taking, it's around $10,000 to $12,000 to take the whole test. When I moved down here, I did think about it. I did seriously think about learning how to fly. Career. Yeah, and listen here. They got all sorts of things in this game. Look at this free flight. Now, one of these days, this is going to become an ASMR thing. I could take a Boeing, we could go all around the world and do like 20-hour flights and put it in real time and just like, I'll go to bed and go to work and shit and just put it on autopilot and see what happens. But free flight's pretty cool. You have to kind of work your way up. I have a couple mods in the works here, like really bad weather and different lighting for different cities at night. I haven't even gotten that far.
You seem comfortable out there. I'm sure you will get your PPL in no time.
I'm sure I will get my PPL in no time. But not if I have anything to say about it. Because we need to practice these landings. I have done some training, and I'll show you what I've done here.
There's a laptop in the office that shows all the certification information you'll need for your PPL exam. Take a look.
Carnage, yeah. Where the hell's Trisha G? Where her carnage? Listen, yesterday I went live, cheap seats with it. And everything, I was playing so crappy. No, like, to be honest, I was playing really well. But the game, you've seen it happen. I hit him 1,000 times, and it was one of them days. And I needed something different. And sometimes when you know you're defeated, you need to step away, and I have been defeated. Now, I'm not done yet. I'm going back. I love the game, but I am going back. You'll see another stream in a couple days, probably something. Or tomorrow. But light pink collar, female German Shepherd, No, short hair. What the hell? Why are you sending me a German Shepherd / Pointer mix? I don't want that. I want my German Shepherd to have 3 C's in the word thick.
Here you can see
All right.
all the different certifications you can pass throughout your career.
Let's take a look, folks. Yeah.
Your first
Now-
step is to work towards your private pilot license.
Right, PPL. This is what we need to do. And this is, yeah, exactly, Ren. Yeah, oh, it's very serene music as of yet. Now here's what we're going to go over. Now, this is the private pilot license. This is the first thing we got to do. We're still doing training right now. This is just the first episode here of the game. Commercial pilot. Once we get that, we can end up in commercial pilot license where we can actually start transporting people and making money. Right now, we're not making money. You can't make money off a private pilot license. Unless, you know, a couple of friends give you a few $100 under the table. Then after that, multi-engine rating. Now, I think that means you can get like the propellers. Planes allows you to navigate. Oh, wait, yeah, what does it say? Let's read it. Allows you to operate an airplane powered by more than one engine. Oh, multi-engine aircrafts are generally larger and able to carry more passengers and cargo, while featuring an increased operational range. All right. Instrument range. So we got all sorts of things. Oh, look at this. Night currency. Woo. Commercial pilot allows you to carry passengers at night. Yeah, we haven't even done. We can't even land. You'll see. We got all sorts of things. Jetliner, heavy airliner. Look at that whale. Remember that whale one that you've seen on the internet? It's in here. Turboprop, but that's just the beginning. Scoop endorsement. We're going to put out some fires. Also, turboprop. Why not? Whatever that means. High performance endorsement. Tail wheel. Okay, we got all sorts of things. Old aircraft, new aircraft. And you know, it's not for everybody. But a hoist. Yeah, we can start rescuing like people, fishermen stuck out in the sea and shit. Okay, stuck out at the sea, and we have to find them. Remember, this is all Google. Everything in this game is accurate according to Google. So when we fly over a city, you're going to see exactly the whole neighborhood. You could technically, for you folks watching, if you told me like, oh, fly over this city in this area, you would probably see your house. Because again, this is all. I don't know exactly how accurate it is, but all right. Now, oops, we got to go back in there. Sorry about that. Let's go back in here, and then we need to hit the private pilot's license.
The training lessons you'll need to pass the PPL exam are available here. Make sure you're comfortable with these before taking the exam.
Yeah, and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not comfortable with landing. I'm okay. I'm fine with the takeoff and turn. I'm getting better at turning. This is... And I'm going to tell you this. This is one of these instances where, like, real life would be a little easier as far as the controls, because you know you're in a plane. You do have a yoke. I'm using a controller. I can't. There's no excuse. I would have just. I almost bought one. I could have done that before I started. You know, no problem. But I didn't, because I don't know how much I'm going to like this game. I am really liking it so far, though. And I have played other games, flight games before. The VR, oh my God, I forget the name of it, but man, it's a fighter pilot game. And man, the VR, there's nothing like it. Nothing like it. And even if I streamed, like I have a VR set, but I don't stream VR games because you guys can't see it. Now, if you would watch the stream and have a VR set, then it would translate. If you stream a VR game on YouTube, and set it with the VR settings, you can too. If you're plugged in, you can watch see exactly what I've seen, which makes it pretty cool. All right, all the training, yeah, we got you. Okay, thank you. Sim controls, aircraft essentials. Now here's where we're at right here, folks. We're gonna jump right into it. I have learned the sim controls. I got an A. Aircraft essentials. Now I've learned that. I got an A there. Now you know we didn't do so hot on attitude or pitch. Learning to use the elevator. Well, you know, we're going to learn a little bit more about that. Turns. We did okay. Another B. Now, remember, all these training sessions I've done one time. So this is the first time. A's and B's for my first time is not bad. but they really should be all A's. But I've never played a flight simulator ever before this one. Like I played games like War of Thunder and stuff, but I've never played this particular series. So I got to get used to their controls. Turns, it did okay. Power settings, well, that's pretty easy. That's the only reason we scored an A on that. And that all the power settings are throttle. And here, you too can learn. You want to laugh around, that's fine, but this will actually teach you shit. Like, you get into a plane, a Cessna, like, you're going to be able to know what the throttle is. I guarantee you. Like in real life. It's pretty fucking incredible. Or pre-flight, pretty easy. You just got to make sure the pitot tubes and all that stuff are unblocked so you can tell the temperature and your gauges work accurately. As far as speed, more importantly. A private train, yeah, we did this. Taxing, yeah, on the runway, no problem. Although this game is very glitchy. I want to preface it with that, too. Everybody has glitching in this game. So you're traveling down, it tells you to go one way, and then it fails you when really you got to go another way. And it's kind of hit or miss in some of these things. So just bear that in mind. All right, landing, yoke management. Well, I don't know how the hell we got to be because we have not done well with landing. Landing is the hardest part of flight. We all know this. As you can see, we get harder and it gets hard. The downwind is my bane. This is what we're going to work on. Let's work on a landing, folks, and then we're going to jump right into the whole downwind. Once we get the first solo flight, you can see I have no score. I haven't done it yet. That's how new. Take the exam, or we can go right over it. 2,000. We got 5,000 credits up top right. Now that's what we're going to need to do when we finally complete. When I'm satisfied with what the hell we have going on here. Now we're gonna back one up here because I want to try a regular straight-on landing. You think it's all fun and game? It is not. I mean, it is. It's fun and it's a game, but ironically. I imagine sweating and then, you get that feeling in your stomach, your bottom, you got to poop real bad, and you're the only one that can fly the plane and you're in charge. Man, what a great movie, Airplane, right? Not that he didn't know how to fly a plane, because he did back in the war. But really, for his traumatizing experiences, it would have been better to have someone like me. Actually, no, because he did land it. And not like me. Yeah, but we're going to learn how to fly a plane. All these buttons. Okay. And so we're in the cockpit too. Every button in the plane does do something. We're going to utilize the automatic startup for now. Because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But I believe you me, I am going to research at what the hell we're doing. And I'm going to try to learn how to fly a fucking plane. And if you think you can't from this game, I'm telling you, there are people that have learned and have done decently. And I'm not trying to actually learn. You need to you have to be their hands-on. Let's just put that out there, obviously. But in a pinch situation, if you know just a few buttons and you got ATC on the line helping you, it's going to help out. All right, let's make this straight landing.
My first instructor used to say,
"What's up,
the
Brett?
best part of flying is landing in one piece." Today, you're in charge of bringing us in for a safe landing. And I've already set us up in landing configuration at 65 knots with 20 degrees of flaps.
Yeah, I want to keep my nose up here.
Keep your aim point on the runway threshold. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare.
Don't worry about that stall, folks. Yeah, I got tired of the other game, Brett. I kept dying. I'm not tired of it. I'll come back later. Don't worry about the stall. As a matter of fact, what the hell? We need to speed it up here. That's why she's stalling. Look, I'm like fighting it. Now I'm not fighting it. And she did set us up, but you know what? We're going to set ourselves up now. We've been relying on her. The first time we tried this, we came a little bit over. The second time was a little bit short. Let's drop our airspeed down now to 65. We'll lose a little bit of power. We don't want to drop it down too much or we'll stall out. I'm not in line with the runway. Let's give it a little rudder to the right, and then we'll give it a little rudder. The thing about the rudders is you can't just tap it. I'm tapping it because I don't know what I'm doing. You have to hold it and gradually... It's still sloppy, but it's better. Alright, 1400 on engine 1. We have 70 speed. We're looking good on that. I like our alignment so far. It's better than what I've normally used to. I'm going to drop it down, the engine down to about 1100. Yeah. And then we can flare at 10 feet. Alright, let's let the plane sink a little because we're starting to get a little long. We want to hit before or optimally right on those white lines. That let's aim down.
500.
That'll speed us up, but alright, we're gonna slow down the engines now.
Reduce throttle to idle. Now,
No.
focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it. Nice. Now, apply the brakes progressively to slow us down and bring the plane to a stop.
I am literally using
Use
like
pedals to stay on the center line.
I'm using like my thumb, the pad of my. That was a good landing. That was my best landing I've ever had. Yeah, right off here, girl.
You did well.
Come on.
But
Yeah.
you can do better.
Oh, come on now. Well, you know what? I'm happy with
Keep in
that.
mind that approaching the runway at the right speed is key to a good landing.
I don't even care. If we land, I'm going to tell you right now, if we land this next one, the next phase, then I'm going to move on. I'm not moving on until I'm comfortable. I'm beat. That's fine. Hey, look, follow glide. I'm not worried about the glide. I mean, I am in the long run, but... Oh, flare the aircraft. 81% on flare the aircraft. And we did do better with stop the aircraft. That's because I had my pointer finger, both thumbs. You really gotta. All right, let's back to certificate because I want to do the downwind. Okay. All right, let's see here. Hey, Lori, what's going on, girl? Listen, we're learning how to fly a plane. I am well, and I hope you're well. I hope you're never put in the spot, Lori, where you have to fly a plane and save everybody. Because it's never a good thing. Now, let's see here. We have to... You know, I mean, we still haven't done the final test. I'm gonna do one more downwind. If I can make this work, then we're gonna finally do the test and get the hell out of there. Okay, we gotta do straight and then make yeah. Well, that's a little bit. I never even looked at it from that angle, so that helps. Then I'm gonna have to learn all these call signs and what all this stuff. What the hell? Yeah, me too. That was hard in Fortnite. I was terrible at Fortnite. I had my days though. Like I had my days where I was unstoppable in Fortnite. You know, like the best. But Yeah, it didn't, and then it all
We're
faded
currently
away.
flying on the downwind leg at the standard traffic pattern altitude of 6,000 feet. It's a flight path parallel to the landing runway, but in the opposite direction.
I'm gonna
Downwind, you want to start preparing for landing.
23
That means
girl.
setting your speed and flaps configuration. We are
Yeah,
passing the end of the runway, so go ahead and reduce RPM to 1700.
No, I'm gonna
It will
keep it
help you
at
to slow you down
1900.
to 80 knots and begin your descent.
I'll keep it at like 1750.
The flaps provide extra lift at the expense of additional drag. This extra lift allows flying at a lower airspeed. Flaps allow for smoother and shorter landings. Go ahead and extend 10 degrees of flaps,
I think
all while
my
maintaining current speed.
most kills is like 15 or 16. You know what? I was a team player. I got screwed all the time. Actually, no, I was a chat looker. I kept looking at chat. I kept getting killed. Bongo will tell you. But then again, sometimes I would play just as bad then. I probably played better when I wasn't looking at the stream in Fortnite. I used to do a yearly thing where I would go back to it, Lori, but I haven't done that in years.
Turn left onto the base leg. We will turn to the base leg when the end of the runway is at a 45-degree angle behind us.
Yeah, see, here's what I gotta learn. I've already pressed left. I don't have to continually press left. That's the thing. And this is why I need a yoke. Damn it. Now we're gonna have to make another left. Let's line up for it. I'm gonna slow down a little bit. It's not letting me do it. What the hell?
Try to keep our speed around 75 knots.
Yeah.
Turn left onto final.
Yeah, I did that, and now I gotta do all that.
As we get ready for our final turn.
See, all right, and I've already banked to the left. I don't need to continue. I gotta
Make your
keep my
left turn onto
concentrate.
final.
Yeah, keeping my nose up. Let's keep our
a stabilized
speed.
approach with 65 knots airspeed and prepare for landing. Use throttle and flaps as required to adjust the glide slope.
Yeah, right there is the trick. Use throttle and flaps, and they don't tell you, right? Ah! Little Debbie in the back. No. Okay, thank God the cabin can't hear all these things. Like, have you ever been on a plane that and the thing that said stall? Well, we don't. Oh my God! What the hell? We're not even close to the dang thing here. Get out of there! We gotta go around. We're doing a flyby.
You need to stay in the pattern for the sake of this exercise.
No, see, this isn't gonna do it. This is not. I'm not satisfied with that.
65 knots airspeed and prepare for landing.
Well, sorry,
Use
little.
throttle and flaps as required to adjust the glide slope.
Where's my glide slope? Yeah, I gotta take a look at that. Why isn't there a way to, I don't know.
500.
Oh my God, we're going to hit that mountain.
Stall.
Beat it up, come on, hit the gas. Oh, we have that? Yeah. Oh, we were lined up better than we were. I can't believe we're gonna land this thing better now than we did before. With that whole thing. All the children are upset. Let's slow the speed down. Whatever, we'll take it. Hey, you know what? We have to think of a name for our airline.
Stall.
Yeah, stall. Go ahead. I'm over to the runway. You can stall. You want the girl. Whoa!
Apply the brakes and
Yeah.
stop the plane.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ooh, that was a good stop. We're gonna get good points for that. Can I get in here? Yeah, I could if I wanted. Huh?
You followed the traffic pattern well. Good job.
Huh? They're trying to fool me here. They want me to go ahead. If they give me an A here, we're going forward. Oh, a B. Complete left to base. Yeah, I know. I didn't do it. We're gonna die. What the hell? Go back there. Back to certificate. Yeah. You know, I could. You know what we know we need to do? We could always try. You know, and this isn't even the exam. You know what we need to do? We can do the landing on this solo flight. I don't want this first solo flight to be too easy, though. I don't want to have the straight apart, you know, not that we can land a straight on approach, but we need to learn how to do it. I need to, you know, what happens if there's no one else alive? I'm just saying. The captain, you know, dies, God forbid, or, you know, and the co-pilot dies at the same time. There ain't no one left but you, and we need to do it. I gotta pee. Give me a minute. I'll be back, but then we're gonna do our. You know what? No, I'm not happy with it. We need to do another downwind. I'm not rushing into it. I'm not doing it now. I'm not going to pee. I can hold it. Now we landed. Now, if we get this, this is be 2 landings in a row, and now I'll be satisfied, and then we can get the hell out of here. Now, in a regular uploaded game, you know, you wouldn't have to go through all this, but you know.
Okay, we're currently flying on the downwind leg at the standard traffic pattern altitude of 6,000 feet. It's a flight path parallel to the landing runway, but in the opposite direction. In downwind, you want to start preparing for landing.
Let's give it 9.3.
Setting your speed and flaps configuration.
By the way,
We are passing the end of the runway, so go ahead and reduce RPM to 1700.
you reduce it.
It will help you to slow you down to 80 knots and begin your descent.
What's up, Sean the
The
Brit?
flaps provide extra lift at the expense of additional drag. This extra lift allows flying at a lower airspeed.
Sean, I bought a
Flaps
plane.
allow for smoother and shorter landings. Go ahead and extend 10 degrees of flaps, all while maintaining current speed.
Yeah. We gotta bring our nose up to do that. You know, because when you raise your nose, Sean, in a plane, you lose speed. If you do, you know, if you lower it, then you know you gain it.
We will turn to the base leg when the end of the runway is at a 45-degree angle behind us. Turn left onto the base leg.
Now, here's what I gotta learn. Now, I've already turned. Again, I don't have a flight stick, Sean. You gotta tell me. Am I gonna need to buy a flight stick? Am I gonna like this game? It's all up to Sean.
Try to keep our speed around 75 knots.
Yeah, and I'm gonna, you know what?
As we get ready for our final turn.
I want to actually speed up because we have learned.
Turn left onto final.
So before I was holding the left, what you gotta do is turn left, let go of left, and
Make your
then
left turn onto final.
keep your nose up. I'd rather be higher than lower, right?
Make your left.
Now, yeah, let's start turning. Now, we gotta learn here.
Keep a stabilized approach with 65 knots airspeed and prepare for landing.
Let's pump it up a
Use
little bit
throttle
more.
and flaps as required to adjust the glide slope.
Give it a little more. Because all right, better, right guys? Better. You need to be lined the hell up at 500, Sean. Or you're fucked as an airline pilot out here in the old wild. And you know what? What are we here for, Sean? Not to lose and kill people. We're here to save lives in an emergency situation. We're far too old to get into the whole business of it all. Let's cut the engines. We're cutting them off right now. All right, flare up, flare up. We got to hit all three at one time, Mike. Come on. And then we got to... Okay. Hey, you know what?
And stop the plane.
Hey, you know, I want a goddamn B for that stop. We can still, if we wanted to get off right here at the first freaking inlet.
You followed the traffic pattern well.
Ah.
Good job.
All right. You know what? We did it. We're advancing. I'll bet you we get an A on this. We're all about it. Reboot fixes everything. Yeah. Now I can hear. Oh, there you go. Look at those scores, except for the final approach landing and saving people's lives. We handled that complete left base. We're like a pro. Hold heading and keep speed around. And, you know, we did pretty good. You know, at fault. I may have to put out the money. It's hard because I'm trying to save for a puppy, but I'm liking the whole vibe here. And it's relaxing. There's no blood. And I'm not raging. This is great. I do gotta pee, but we'll get to the next heist here, or thing here, and then I'll just be a minute. Whoa! All right. You know what, folks? I think it's time. Now, we have learned the sim controls. Mostly, not really. We have learned aircraft essentials. We've learned attitude. We have learned the turns. We've learned power settings. We've learned maneuvering testing. We've learned pre-flight. We've learned taxiing, takeoff, landing, yoke management, landing, throttle management. Well, you can't. That's the most important part. A couple downwind. You know, I'm pretty proud of that. And you know what? We can't go anywhere but up here now, folks. It's time for our first solo flight ever. Never done it before. I'm very nervous. What if Sean is in this plane with me? I can't have him killed. Just got our tickets for the graduation tomorrow. Oh, nice, Sean. Excellent. Good work. And I don't have a beer either. All right, let me pee, grab a beer. I'll just be back in 1 minute. Give me. Entertain yourselves with goofy rememberings of Elvis travels. All right. Time. Our first solo flight, folks. You caught it. You witnessed it here live. Not that, you know, it matters. This whole channel with gaming is destroyed. So I made a new gaming channel. I'll give you the link when I'm ready. And, I'm going to turn Foursquare into another panel channel. An old boy panel channel. Britt, we're bringing it back, Sean. Sean's my co-host. I talked to him about it last week. No, we didn't. But still. Start training. All right, take off 55 knots. This is going to be... Okay, hold on now. All right, we have to take off. V1, rotate at 55. We climb to 5,300. Now, we only have a small window, so once we hit 55, we're going to keep on the throttle. Hard bank turn. Now, it's not that difficult. It's just a rectangle here. Then we got to climb to 5,700 feet. What topics? Well, we're going to destroy all the bullshit out here, Kathy. We're going to destroy. And it won't be linked to my gaming channel anymore, so now I can say what I want without retort of, oh, hey, look, a miner's in here. You know what I mean? Like, why isn't he playing, you know, Kingdom Come Deliverance? Sorry about that. I just got mad and I made a panel one day. You see what I'm saying? That's why. So I want to segregate all of the kids and underage kids, because I'm a gamer, people. Why do you think there's no drama here? Because I've made it that way. All of you guys are my warriors. You know what I expect. We don't let anybody be. No, I'm not going drama, Kathy. I'm just going back to what I used to do. You know, just a little bit more enthusiastic. Oh, we got a crosswind at 75 knots. What? Guys, I have a thing in here that will like bring like hurricanes and but I think in this game anything can happen. Like, oh, I could have an engine failure, or you know, someone didn't uncover the pitot tube, and I don't know how fast I'm going. What happened? All right, so 5,700 feet looks like that's going to be our main. So 53 to 57 ain't bad. I have to make a final 65 knot landing. All right. Let's give this a whirl. But first, the great part about me in this game is I do training, so it doesn't matter what happens, because you don't need, you know, I mean, you don't need anything haphazardly happening during a real flight. Because, you know, when it's not training here in this game, it's real life. So, if I say, all right, let's see here. Ah, okay.
It's time. Your first solo flight.
Ah. All
I'll
right,
be watching
Kathy.
from the ground, in radio contact if you need me, but something tells me you won't. Your goal is to complete Sedona's left-hand traffic pattern on your own. Remember everything we covered in our previous sessions, and you'll be just fine. Good luck. See you on the other side.
All right, let's pay attention here. Our flaps are at 30%. Now, does that mean who the hell did that? I didn't do that. And why is it saying I'm at 4,800 feet? This is what I'm talking about. All right, flaps. No. I want my flaps at 0. Right? I think. Shit, I don't have anybody to help me here. All right, so toggle. Again, I'm not even kidding. Every one of these buttons. Panel. Okay, so she got everything started for me. Let's just get the hell out of here. Engine 626. Okay, we got to throttle up and release the emergency brake. It's off. All right, let's go. Hey, throttle's all the way in. Kathy, we're going to Barbados. Let's go. We're going to pick Punky up on the way, so we're going to swing by. You know what? We could literally go to Houston, fly over Texas. You know? All right, we got to wait to 55. We're at airspeed. We can pull back on the yoke and get the hell out of here. Now you want to keep the tip. You see the dashboard. You want to keep that slightly above the horizon and start making a decent climb. We have full throttle at 2,500. Our airspeed is at 74 knots per hour. We're gonna speed up once I level off here. Where's our altitude? 5,300. All right, we're gonna make that any minute here. We did. Oh no, we gotta keep going. Alright. Turn left to begin crossing. Turn left to begin crosswind. Yeah, we're doing that now. Let's keep our nose up. I've never played this series before, so this is my first time in Microsoft Flight Simulator. This is probably where the people that did 9/11 learned, and if you think that's this is yeah, so you can. They were able to do what they did. Whoa, that two-star could stall on that bank. All right, I'm getting a little better on that. Now let's end the downwind leg but that's some real stuff. So I'm serious. Like if one of my worst fears, and I'm going to tell you why I'm playing this. One of my worst fears is dying in a plane crash, and because of now if it's an engine mechanical problem, which 99% of it is human error. You know, someone didn't tighten a bolt, or they didn't replace a part. They were trying to cut costs. You know, these airlines. I shouldn't even say the airlines. I should say the maintenance. Sorry, it's human error. Most of the problem is you guys in the mechanical area not doing what you're supposed to, or the ATC screwing up. It's not just the mechanics. It could be a dog leg amount of things. You know, let's give you guys a nice view. You see how it dips? If I don't keep my thumb, it just dips down. So you have to keep the wind. Look at that. Very beautiful. We're going to have to start making a turn. I'm keeping it in this view. This is that's like the GTA 5 view. Extend flaps 10 degrees by pressing. Don't hit the mountain. Whoa! That's a big stall problem, Mike. We gotta learn that. I mean, we're high, so you want to be higher than lower, right? So let's drop our engine speed to 75 knots. Let's speed it up a little bit more. We don't want to stall. I kind of panicked on that one. Turn left for final approach. Okay. So far, so good, guys. Let's take this a little wide. Let's drop our speed a little bit and start banking to the left to try to line up, but not too much. What's up, Prince? I didn't do it. Prince. We're really going to drop our airspeed now. And we're going to glide almost, like glide slope in there. Land on runway 21. You know what?
500.
It's not good. Let's try to glide over to the left a little more and then glide back. We gotta hit. We're just learning. Okay, well we can make this happen. Let's cut our engines off, idle. Flare up. I'll tell you what. Rudder, right, rudder. Brake. Stay in the middle. Alright, hard brake, hard brake, hard brake, hard brake. Not too much. We don't want to put the nose in the ground. Okay. You know what? What the hell? I mean, you know, it's better than I thought I would do. It's probably not. It's not good,
I think a bit
but
more practice may be a good idea.
well, you know, you think that.
You're on your way to becoming one hell of a pilot.
Well, no, apparently not, because I need a hell of a lot more practice. But you know what? I'm happy with that one. What do we got here? Crosswind like 5%. What did I get? I gotta see. Base leg. Yeah, the final approach of landing. I mean, I don't agree with that. I think it should be a little bit more. The crosswind leg, I thought I did a little better, and I thought I did worse on the approach. Because, I mean, if you saw what I saw and you were on a plane, you'd probably be like, oh, who the hell is this pilot? Next training. Let's do it, y'all. I'm happy with that. I don't think we deserve to C. I think that was a B, considering what we had to, based on your training grade, I think you're ready, he says. Oh. Well, probably because we have now finished all, and a lot of people, like these veterans, don't need all this training. They know what they're doing. I really want a yoke, but you know, the cheapest yoke is like $100, like $120, and that's not a lot of money, but it's a lot of money for this, you know what I mean? For me. So it's like, I don't know. I may be on Amazon today before bed, or I may, you know, not even bother. But I am kind of liking the vibe. Ooh. I think that, let's see here, because it is a controller game. I have been told that this game is unplayable with mouse and keyboard, so I didn't even attempt it yet. I could try it. We could try it. We'll try it. Like a half and half or whatever. We'll give it a test. Give it a little. We'll dip our toe into the mouse and keyboard version, but I don't think it's gonna do much. I mean, like, what can I guess? Do you steer with the mouse? I guess, and then the left. No, I guess with the yeah. Let's just get a yoke. Yeah, it's like, yeah, but it's like, again, it's like the cheapest one is like $109, $109. I don't know. There is one with an actual like commercial yoke for like 130 or 40, which I would probably just, I don't know. Logitech got a couple of them out there. No, you know what it is though, Prince, though? These pilots aren't getting paid nothing. Overworked, underpaid. You know, it's the whole thing that we all know, have grown to know and love, and have been a part of. Probably half your life, you guys have been underpaid and overworked, you know. I can't say that I am. I mean, I could say it, but I mean, yeah, I guess I am. But it's the same as everyone else, so it doesn't really count. Back in Abyssal. But yes, Noah had a great arc, but no half sword today. I almost had a heart attack yesterday. Listen, I can't. That game, as much as I love it, and it will be back a couple days or whatever. You know me. Tomorrow. I hope not. Let's see. All right. Well, you know what? Let's, you know, we only got a C on that. I want to take this again before we do the exam. I really think is control stick will help. I mean, obviously it would, but yeah, I'm being realistic. All right.
It's time. Your first solo flight. I'll be watching from the ground, in radio contact if you need me, but something tells me you won't. Your goal is to complete Sedona's left-hand traffic pattern on your own. Remember everything we covered in our previous sessions, and you'll be just fine.
Yeah.
Good luck. See you on the other side.
And here's our beautiful plane. There's me. There me is. N738B. Now listen, we're gonna have to learn all this stuff. Because if they tell me, apparently north is like, or north is anything, the last two digits are like of the direction of what you're facing or what where the runway's facing. So it's like, okay, 360. I don't know. I don't know what it is. There's something. People that like pilots will know what I'm talking about. The runway traffic is very important. You cannot screw that up. You need to know where you're at, where you need to be going, because if not, you could kill hundreds and half a thousand. So let's, okay, so, all right, so now I need to learn. All right, see this green arrow down here? I can actually toggle the visibility off. I need to find a way where I can zoom in on this here. No, I don't want to do that. That's my rudder. Okay. Back to normal. Fuel 82%, engine airspeed is nothing. Good. Well, that's the safest way to be in a plane, is nothing. I love the little, like, scratch marks. I forget what they call that. There's a term for it. And like the dust on my windshield. Very good graphics. This game has scary graphics. This green arrow down here, you see how it's pointing to the, like, I guess if you would look at it as compass view, it would be to the northwest a little bit there. Now, that's the direction our ultimate goal is going to be. But there's going to be a third line that comes in to fill in the blank. See how it's cut in half? It's got my plane. It's got my plane in the middle of that green line. There's going to be a situation where another green line. It looks like it's 360 degrees. So, wait a minute. North. All right, well, let's just take off and see what the hell happens here. Full throttle. Let's take off and get the heck out of here. Right. $55 V1, rotate. right. Let's climb to 5,300 feet. We are already cleared. I gotta remember.
Don't sink. Don't
I know.
Stall. Stall.
Don't sink.
No stalling.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
What are you talking about? Yeah, they want my dashboard above the.
Don't sink.
Yeah. $5,300. We're almost there. Any second. 1, 2, 3, and we're there. Maintain 75 knots. We got to start turning left for our crosswind leg. Let's do that now. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, they want me to maintain 75 knots. You know, I mean, what the hell? Let's straighten out here and slow down. 6,000 feet. All right, let's go up. Well, we got to speed up then. What the hell? I'm way off the you know, the line here, the pink line. Let's head back to the right. We can fix it, right? Keep our nose above the horizon. We need to make 6,000 feet. We're almost there. Let's do it now. On a straightaway. And while we're lining back up, let me bear a little bit to the right. Just a hair. Because we're going to have to turn back left to line it up. Alright, let's turn back left. But only slightly. We got to get up more. Oh no, no, we're good.
Stall.
No, I think we overcompensated. Well, it wasn't horrible. The passengers would not have noticed. You noticed big time up in the cockpit. All right, let's start banking left for our turn. Heh, that's pretty cool. Coming around. Straighten it out. That's fine. That's fine. Let's slow it down. We're at full. Like, you see all the jolting up here? That's not what you feel back in the cabin. It's just being...
500.
All right, we're going to cut the engines. We're going to flare at 10 feet. Cut them, cut them, cut them. You know, these perpendicular landings here. All right, flare, flare, flare. Back over. We're getting you guys home safe. Look at this landing here. Flare. Oh! You know what? It's not the best. We're not in the center. And you guys are going to feel a bit of, you know, rolling. But you know what? You're home. And it's... I can't believe we did it. All right. She's gonna have a lot to say to us
I
about
think a bit more
negative.
practice may be a good idea.
Yeah.
You're on your way to becoming one hell of a pilot.
Well, that's contradictory. You need to be, you know, forthright with us here. First solo flight. We did it. Crosswind leg. Oh, I got a 0. What the hell? 42 crosswind leg. Yeah. What the hell? Why do you get? How do I have 0? How is that even possible? Well, next train. We're going to move. You know what? It's time to move on. Headquarters. We're starting our career on the next episode. But we're going to see what's going to happen here. Oh, that's the next episode. Well, folks, that's what we're going to do on the next episode here. And we are going to obtain our private pilot license. You know, we came a long way here for landing. We have a lot of experience. We gained a lot of experience. I'm happy for that. So, thanks everyone for coming in. We'll see you next time. I got a lot of games I'm juggling right now, so bear with me, and they'll all be coming. Don't worry. There's another one that has to do with airplanes, but that's not out yet. And someone had to stream, a video of it, and I was like, oh, we'll do that today, but it won't let me. So, we'll see you next time. Take care of yourselves and each other.